Hi, I'm Sonia and I help people take their power back. If you're interested in working with me or would like to support my channel, the links are in the description below. In this video, I want to talk about controlling the 3D and why you should not do that. And I am going to use an example of a movie that depicts this absolutely fucking perfectly of what happens when you control or try to control the 3D. This movie literally could be called Controlling the 3D, the movie. So, why should you not control the 3D? There are a lot of reasons. If you are trying to control the 3D, you are living from the state of having a problem that you need to solve. You are focused on, I need to fix this, and this isn't right, and what can I do about this? And you are coming from your logical brain, your very limited logical brain, and are trying to fix a problem that you could just tell yourself isn't even a problem in the first place. But instead you are so fixated on being a problem, that is where your repetition is, that's where your focus is, so you have a problem. As Albert Einstein once said, you cannot solve a problem from the same state of thinking in which it was created. By trying to fix things and do things and figure out things in the 3D, you are keeping yourself in the state that you do not want to be, instead of shifting yourself out by changing this. So the movie that I'm going to use as an example of this is a Star Wars movie, Revenge of the Sith, the third one of the prequels. So if you have never seen this movie, spoiler alert. Basically in the movie, before Anakin starts having dreams about his mom dying, and at the end of the second movie, his mom dies. So he had a dream that he now knows was a premonition. So he's like, I have dreams that are premonitions. So at the beginning of the second movie, he starts having premonitions of his wife. I can't remember if they're married at that point. I think they are, but his baby mama is gonna die when she gives birth. He's having this dream, he's having this nightmare, and he is convinced it is a premonition. So he is gung-ho on, I will do anything to save Padme. That is the fucking movie. That is the whole plot of this fucking movie. The whole movie. I have to save Padme. What can I do to save Padme? I'll do anything to save her. She's gonna die. I have to save her. Where's his focus? He decided that the dream was a premonition and that what he dreamt about is going to become true, and he will do anything to save her. So he goes to like the Jedi Masters and whatever, and they're like, yeah, you gotta realize that the future is finicky, and there's no, just because you're dreaming about that does not mean that that is going to happen. You are focused on one outcome. There are unlimited outcomes. The future is unpredictable. But Anakin cannot let it the fuck go. And he goes to multiple Jedi Masters, and they all tell him the same shit. Let that shit go. And that is where Palpatine, the Sith Lord, comes in from the dark side and says, oh, Anakin, there was this one Sith Lord that brought people back from the dead, confirming that she's gonna die, because that's where all his focus was. And I know that if you join me, we can save her. I found my solution, I'm gonna do that. Not changing his focus, but finding the solution in the 3D and still focusing on that she is going to die. So he joins the dark side, does all the shit that he does, like helps like wipe out the Jedi, not like wipe them out, but like brings down the council, brings down like all the shit. Padme ends up having the twins, and she dies of a broken heart. She dies of a broken heart when she was completely healthy. The fucking doctors are like, she's fine, but she's dying. And they're like, what do you mean she's dying? They're like, I don't know, she's fucking dying. She dies of a broken heart because Anakin joined the dark side and like basically ruined everything. Everything she stood for, he decided to go against, trying to save her, and ended up killing her in the process. That's controlling the 3D. That's why I'm like, that is controlling the 3D, the movie. What was he repeating? not only to himself to the point where he's constantly dreaming about it, but to everybody around him. He has that conversation with fucking everybody. I'm afraid she's gonna die. She's gonna die. She's gonna die. And since everything is a manifestation, he had to be proven right. Don't do that. Do not focus on shit that you don't want to be true. Do not try to solve your problems. Decide in here that they are already solved and let the rest work itself out. That's where you're going to get the ideas to try this or do this or have a dream even to have the solution. I know that, I don't know what his name was, excuse me, but the guy who invented the sewing machine, he could not figure out, he knew he could make a machine that would sew, but he couldn't figure out how to make it work, like how to get the thread to go through the material and how to make it sew. So he just was like, okay, I figured it out. It all, everything's good. I figured it out. And he went to bed one night, had a dream about being in like those old movies where they would had the fucking cannibals and they would put people in pots, and he's like, there was somebody with a spear going like this, and it had a hole at the end of the needle. And from that dream, he went, holy fuck, I know exactly how to make the sewing machine work. Because he was trying to put the thread at like the other end of the needle. And he's like, well, if I put it at the bottom of the needle, then it'll work. When you are focused on having a problem and focused on not having what you want, you're going to get more of it. That is how our reality works. I hope this was helpful. I hope that it helped you understand better controlling the 3D. Let me know if you have any other questions. Thank you so much for watching. Love and light.